right now. So, you guys ready?
Good to go.
You guys ready? Yes, sir. All right. Well, first, I want to thank you all for coming to Zenkaikon this year, because it has been a pleasure to see all of you and see people that we've seen years ago, to be able to see them again, and meet new faces as well. And we had a lot of new staff as well that came that said they liked it, which I'm like, yay, please come back and help us staff this so we can do it again. But we want to get your feedback about, we like hearing good stuff. We like when people are like, this is great, but we want to also hear where we can improve, because there's always something we can improve on. And if it's within our power to change it or improve it, then that's what we'll do. We don't have a mic stand here, but I'm going to see how far I can stretch this cord. Okay, Joe? So right here is where we can be without me dragging the whole stage with me. But I'm going to hand it off so we can introduce some of our senior leadership here that helped make this happen. So I'll just start with the gentleman over here.
Okay, we have our own names. Hi, everybody. There we go. It's interactive. That's how that works. I'm Adam. I'm the vice chair of Zenkaikon. I've been the vice chair since 2019, which doesn't really count the long weird parts. But technically, I guess I have it. I just like what I said. Thank you so much for coming, because if you guys don't come, then there is no come. You guys make Zenkaikon what it is, the special, amazing community that it is, that has people coming back year after year.
Hi, I'm Tim Sauter. I'm the treasurer. I've been the treasurer since 2012. And I'll say, Zenkaikon is here because you're all here. It's you who make the con, and we love and appreciate everyone coming in, and it's really what brings the life and the vitality into this con. Thank you all for coming.
You don't have to beat me because I don't want to stretch it. But right here we have our Division Director of Communications, Kristen Sauter.
Yeah, again, just reiterate, thank you all for coming. I mean, it was a weird year this year coming out of the pandemic, so we weren't really sure what was going to happen. It's like, are people even going to come? And you guys blew us away with how much you came and showed off your amazing cosplays and had a great time and helped us have a great time putting on this event for you too. So thank you again.
Next up, we have our venue liaison who gets us this wonderful place, Colette.
Hello, everybody. Please give feedback on your interactions with the venue. I do want to say that probably about 80% of the staff here were new from the last time we were here in 2019. But everyone who, we're talking to the folks who have been before have always said how great Zenkaikon is, but please let me know if you have any feedback, positive or something for improvement.
Awesome, thank you, Colette. Next up, we have Head of Guest Relations, Maddie.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming this year. All the guests said that they had a wonderful time meeting you all, their panels, their autograph sessions, that everybody's so nice and fun to be around. So thank you. I hope you had fun meeting our guests too.
Next up, Scott Frederick, Head of Black Programming, just panels and workshops.
So we do appreciate all the panelists who, some of you guys came through the last minute and helped us out. If you guys want to give feedback on those panels, the Sketch app has a feedback section. Put your comments in or review all those, give them feedback to the panelists, let them know, hey, people loved it, that type of thing. I'm sure they'd appreciate it, I know we will.
Awesome, thank you. Next up, I want to present our current president of Zenkaikon Entertainment Incorporated, Scott Johnson.
Hello, I just want to emphasize again that our organization survives on the back of volunteers, most of which, all of which, really do not get any money for what they're doing. We just get rooms. We're just doing this as like a passion project for all of us. And honestly, if you want to continue to see us grow and add new events, I highly recommend that you join our organization. We're always looking for new blood, because like sometimes we age out or we get busy with other things. And a big focus of our organization is to ensure that it exists past everybody that's present here and the next generation, and that we continue to have this great organization. And that's what the board looks at. We try to provide strategic planning over tactical planning that NI provides with the as a con-chair. We look at multi-years out, try to figure out how to keep the organization healthy and growing. And we can only do that if you guys continue to support us, especially by coming in and becoming staff. And if you don't know how to do it, we will train you. All that we require is some of your time and your blood. But thank you.
And I would just like to add to what Scott said. Other than Nye and Maddie, every one of the executive staff, leadership staff, down to the first gopher, everybody volunteered for Zenkaikon and worked their way up the organization.
That's right. So I want to open up feedback. So anyone who wants to give feedback or comments, I want you to make an orderly line. And I wish this was longer so I could be like Phil Dunn. No. But if you could line up here, and then I will hand off the mic.
I just wanted to say how much fun the scavenger hunt was, and even if I don't win the grand prize, I'm glad I made it this far. And for those of you who did make it, may the best contestant win.
Excellent. You know what? And now that you said that, it made me reminded me that Aaron Waller, our head of attendee services, who organizes the scavenger hunt, asked us to announce who won the scavenger hunt. And how long let me scroll through and go back to that information.
Just to stall for time, the scavenger hunt is something we've done every year. We always get really great feedback from it. So I'm glad that you guys appreciate it as much as you do. So definitely, if you're coming back next year, definitely expect to see it again.
And if you see Erin in the info desk, personally thank her because it's all Erin.
Well, Erin
and
her
figurines from Derek.
And her team. She has a team as well to help to strategically place all the mad scientists that you had to find. But the winner of this year's scavenger hunt is Gavin Fernandez. Gavin might already have gone home, but that's who won. Now we have a mic stand. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. There we go.
Here we go.
This is
It's stuff we have.
It's gonna be a little loose because it's
like that.
for the wireless mic, so it'll work. There you go.
There we
I'm a
go.
little short.
Alrighty.
Alright, hello there. My name is Alyssa and I've been coming to Zenkaikon since 2013, so it's almost been 10 years. I absolutely love this convention, it's one of my favorites, but I just had some feedback and a suggestion for you guys. So one of my personal favorite events is the Masquerade. Now, I've gone to many other conventions, and I think to make Zenkaikon more accessible to the disabled community, you guys could have a sign language interpreter. So when Uncle Yo or whoever the MC is, giving his spiel and introducing the acts, we have someone able to communicate with people who are deaf, who are anime fans and nerds just like us. And I've been to other conventions like Otakon and Katsucon, and they have sign language interpreters, and they do such a great job, and I think it would be great and be way more accessible. But you guys do great with other accessibility features, like letting people use the elevators and giving us, something we could use for our badges if we need extra help. So that was my feedback.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. We're always looking for help, and so if there's anyone in the signing community that would be willing to volunteer and staff, we would love to talk with you, and we'd love to add you to our event.
Hi, thank you. My name is Adamon Felix. This is my first time coming to this convention. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. Something that I wanted to suggest is I'm a huge BL fan, and Yaoi and Yuri. I don't read a lot of Yuri, but I'm including it in what I'm saying. And I really was hoping that when I came here, I could get some art and some figurines and like buy some manga, some yaoi and some BL. And I just was kind of disappointed that I didn't really see that. You know, there's some really popular manga like Junjo Romantica, Given, Seaside Strangers, Sasaki Tsuyama. Yeah, there's so many. So like I was just really hoping that in the future, you know, there could be like art, figurines, maybe panels, like just stuff that trickled throughout the whole convention.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's something we can look at. One thing to keep in mind is that, for example, like with Kim.
I was going to say, as a former line programming head, one of the things to note about any programming, I'll defend the program department here, is we can only put programming forward that is submitted to us. And we strive, Chet and Scott, have strived this year and others over the years to have a very vast, diverse set of panels. We try, like that, at least from my perspective, as somebody who used to be the paneling head, that's like one of our biggest things, is having a great set of diverse topics. But we can only provide panels on topics that people submit. So if people don't submit those topics, then it's hard for us to provide content on that. You don't want to see a BL panel done by me. Just always an FYI on the feedback, especially on panel types. Like we are at the mercy of what we get submitted to us. So if you know panelists, tell them to come to Zenkaikon and submit.
Or become a panelist.
Yeah, exactly. I run a panel on Marvel stuff because I like to do it, and we weren't really getting any submissions on it. So if you see something, try to learn about it, and you want to share your passion, submit a panel. We love first-year panelists.
And it's also kind of like that with dealers as well. You know, we have, obviously you can see the dealer's room is only so much space, so if a dealer doesn't come to us that has that kind of merchandise, then we don't have them in the dealer's room, so.
Okay, hi. My name is Robin. I've been coming to Zenkaikon, it feels like longer, but only since 2018. It's one of my favorite conventions. I've loved it since the beginning. I do want to say that I didn't realize it was 80% new staff. I think they've been very friendly, very helpful. I'm a panelist, a performer, and an attendee, and a winner. I do have two, I guess, critiques, if you will. One, the app, Sketch, has been very frustrating since the very beginning. Color scheme is very confusing, so it was frustrating since before the con began. And especially today when it's Sunday and you're trying to look at Sunday's things and you have to scroll through everything. So if that's an internal thing, I think it needs a revamp. If it's an external thing, I think we should use a different one. And the other thing is, this wasn't for me, but I've heard it like word of mouth and also saw it on like the Zenkaikon community page. I think a cosplay repair area, even if it's just something really simple, would be appreciated by a lot of the people here who might have a tear or just need like a little bit of glue. But besides that, great convention. Thank you for hosting us here.
Thank you very much.
One thing that I know that we've talked about that, but the thing with adding something is, as you've no doubt noticed, that we're using the entire Lancaster Convention Center. We're using every room, every space possible. So, adding something like that, I think is a great idea. It's just a question of, okay, where do we put it? Put it over here, or put that there, then we put something over there. So that's usually always the difficulty as to why maybe you go, oh, I'd love to see this one thing, but we'd like to see it too, but like where exactly do we put it? Yeah. So there's always that difficulty of trying to figure out exactly where we can put your stuff.
Thank you. And similarly with Sketch, if there are other scheduling apps that you've used that you really love, don't say guidebook, then please let us know and then say, hey, we found this one. And it doesn't matter where in the community it is. It could be sci-fi, it could be other fan events. Please let us know. This thing worked great and I love it. And we'll take a look at it. Thank you very much.
But thank you, but also for anyone, like, again, having the space to do, but also having the person to run it is also a thing too. So if that's something someone usually does in their spare time, something they're familiar with, that would be great. Because even if we were like, here's a space, here's some stuff, but we need a person who knows how to repair things, who won't make your cosplay worse, that kind of thing. So we would definitely love to have that, and we'll look into that for the future, because perhaps we could even do like a roving type of thing, because I've seen that at other conventions, and maybe because our space isn't vast, maybe that's something. But again, it would be someone who's willing to lug stuff around and repair things for people.
I think I saw a guest doing that yesterday.
Yeah, we have people that come every year, and they'll like, sometimes they'll just kind of set up a little camp somewhere, and they'll post on social media to say, hey, I can help, you repair your costume. And somebody else I saw on social media said, hey, anybody, with cosplay repair, knowledge, I need help and I'm here. And then somebody said, hey, okay. And they were able to link up that way and be able to save their cosplay for whatever they were trying to do, their photo shoot, things like that. So I think it's something we could do on a small scale. So we'll see if that's something we can squeeze in. But again, the personnel. So when you see the call go out to say, hey, we're trying to do that cosplay repair thing you like, if you have that knowledge, please get back to us to say, hey, I'd be interested in doing that. I can be there over the weekend. So let us know when you see it. And that's why you have to subscribe to our social media also. Put a little plug in there for that too, if you're not already following us on the socials. Also, I just want to clear up something with the new staff. It's really actually 30% new staff this year, which is still a large margin, because we had a lot of veteran staff who weren't able to come back for various reasons, and we're hoping they'll be able to come back for 2023. But that's still a huge, it was 50. We had 50 new staffers, so that's still a lot of new people, when most of the time we'll have the same veterans with a few new people. So just, if you're thinking of staffing, and don't think like, well, they might not take me because I don't have a lot of experience. That's okay, because we have something called staff pool, and we can like socialize you around to the different departments. We need you. If you're gung-ho and you want to do something for us and help us make Zenkaikon great, don't hesitate to apply when you see that application open, okay?
That's how I got started. My first year at Zenkaikon, I was staff pool.
There you go.
I helped out at the info desk, I watched video game rooms, I helped out in the tabletop, I just bounced all over the place, and then here I am now sitting on this table. So,
and he is the vice convention chair here. So, hey, you never know. You're sitting here one day, you'll be sitting up here the next day, helping to keep Zenkaikon green. Yeah, we trained up, we said that. We'll definitely train you, so don't feel like we're going to shove you and be like, here, go do safety. And you're like, well, wait, how do I do safety? What should I do? So no, we don't want you to fail. All right, so box over. Let's get back to the feedback.
Hello, I'm Paul. I have one thank you and one request. First off, thank you to whoever I need to thank for booking Kari Waldron. I just came from her panel. I will remember it forever. If any of you were there, you know exactly why. And the request, it's something that I've seen at other conventions. I think it would be helpful to us and helpful to you if there was accessible from the website an official cosplay photo shoot list with times and locations on it. I know there are places where we like to gather that you need us not to be, and that could help keep us out of that. And I know this year, I think there were maybe 4 photo shoots that had events listed on Facebook, and also, I mean, that used to be enough because everybody was using Facebook. Now, a lot of people are leaving. I don't blame them. So if there was something that you're in charge of that's accessible from the website, I think that would be great for everyone.
Cool. I think Jeff has something to say.
Thank you for that wonderful feedback, because this is something that is currently under discussion, because we have all the meetups and they get all tangled up. And once this gets discussed and we get an agreement upon this, what we are looking at doing is something similar to programming submissions, except we would have something separate like a meetup submissions form. But we're going to discuss that. That's something that's going to be new if we do it. And I will say at Anime Next, we actually tried our first time at Anime Next in 2019 when I had a scheduling there to actually list all the meetups on there, at least on their digital signage. So this is definitely something under discussion. We understand it, and we definitely want to help on those meetups because it's always something we see constantly being posted. So, by the way, I'm director of live programming for so I'm checking. Okay, you might have saw me on all the autograph lines. Anybody on the autograph lines? Okay. So we are definitely discussing that.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So for the get back to the gaming room, I actually really appreciated the changes that were made for this year. I know, especially like for last few times that I've been in there, it felt a little bit more like kind of claustrophobic a little bit, like kind of tight. But this time around, I don't know if it had any influence from other things, but
Was it video gaming or tabletop gaming?
the video gaming.
Okay.
The spacing was a lot. I feel like it was a lot better, and I felt a little bit more okay being in that area. And there was a lot of I really enjoyed having to being able to see like more like the arcade style games, and I mean we still had like some of the Xbox and Xbox One and other PlayStation games and even Atari, and there was a lot of options in that place, and still kept Smash Brothers, of course. So really appreciate that, and yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you. I can speak to that personally because, and I'm really glad that you brought that up. Not to get into the nitty-gritty of everything, but long story short, our vendor that we were going to use to run the video game room canceled on us like literally at the last second. So that video game room was thrown together in the course of about 48 hours. And like not 40 hours from the con, but still really close to the con. And I ended up just sort of kind of like shepherding that. So I appreciate that you said that you enjoyed the video game room. I had to kind of throw it together at the last minute and say, okay, we'll do that. And these people come in and hopefully it's okay. And I'm glad that it turned out to be okay. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, shout out to Psychic Drive that provided the cabinets to us, and shout out to the Geekdom Con that provided the consoles to us.
My name is Mara. This is my first time here, and me and my family had an absolute blast this whole weekend. It was amazing. There was one tiny little thing. We got so excited about the karaoke, like amazingly excited, and we had to like walk a whole block and up like 2 flights of stairs in a restaurant, and then there was also no one there because it's up 2 flights of stairs in a restaurant, and it was just kind of a little bit disappointing. Like we still had a fun time singing and stuff like that, but if it was more accessible and more apparent where it is, because we also had trouble finding it too, that would be great.
I agree with that. With TELUS, they had issues with their elevator on the elevators on the side that's closest to where you kind of come across the street. And usually, like back in 2019, you could hit the elevators there, and they had back steps that were there. So this year, they were saying, well, the elevator, which it was unclear to me whether it truly broke down or if it was having issues. So then they said, no, we need to route people around. And believe me, especially in the cold, because I just took that walk this afternoon because the swap meet was over there. That's not fun. In fact, by the time you get there, you don't feel like singing anymore because you're tired. So, but we're hopefully for next year, and we can we'll certainly be in touch with TELUS throughout this year to say, hey, get that elevator fixed. Like, as you maybe make those changes, so then coming into that, we'll know better the accessibility to karaoke. And then if we have to pull some triggers or juggle something around, again, it's the space issue, which is why we're over in TELUS, just because there's only so many rooms that can accommodate the size of things here. But maybe we do need to do a trade-off or something. If we had like one less panel room, to then bring karaoke back over here, so we kind of have to weigh that out to have it come over here. I know when I was over in karaoke on, was it Friday? Oh no, it was yesterday. So I went over there, I was like delivering a form today. But I did hang out for a bit so I could hear people sing, and I was happy when more people came in, because yeah, at the time there was like 4 people there, but then I guess in the evening people came in, and it's much more fun with a crowd, because everybody just supports people no matter how badly or greatly that you're singing, they'll cheer for you. So we're gonna see what we can do with that next year to make that more accessible, and so that people can readily get to it.
Yeah, for sure. The 2 times we went in there, it was completely empty.
Okay.
So it was just a little sad. But thank you.
Thank you.
This is my first time at Zenkaikon, and I just have 2 small little things. I feel like when you had 5 and 6 numbers, I feel like it should be swapped, because 5 came after 6, and it was a little confusing when I was trying to find my way around.
Okay.
And I had a little problem with the live that it didn't really show the lunch video. I don't think it showed, because it was supposed to start at 9 o'clock and it didn't start. Nothing showed up for 15 minutes.
Okay, in the video programming you said?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I know for some of the video programming that we had planned to show, we actually had to quit and switch it out for something else. There's a high dive, and I'm not sure the exact time frame. Oh, hey, guess who's coming? Oh, it's our assistant head of videos to explain what happened with that.
So I'll get this in a few other ways. The kind of result I found on Friday morning when I found a lot of our titles on high dive weren't there.
Be careful with that. Be careful.
Otherwise, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was kind of one of our issues with that. So I had to try and work around everything for it. And it was also the case of what else can we have permissions to show and what else we can do for that. We're definitely going to be working on that next year. We're going to make sure we can actually get access from Funimation, Crunchyroll, and everywhere else we can possibly get, and make sure we can show titles that everyone's going to want to watch here. We want to actually have those video rooms filled with anyone that wants to see any great stuff. If you have any titles or any ideas, message us in the forums. We'll gladly look into it, because I might not be completely up to date.
Not the forums, on social media.
Also on social media, thank you very much.
Awesome.
Also on Discord.
That's all right. Thank you, Pete. You walked up at the exact right time. Alrighty, next.
Hi, this is Mary.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Just real quick. With respect to Live 5 and 6, actually on the original architectural maps that we based the maps on, the rooms that 5 and 6 were in were swapped. And so when we made the original diagrams for Zenkaikon 2013, they were backwards. And forever have they been backwards.
I'm just curious, just to raise a hand or whatever, would it be, because you were saying Live 5, maybe it was difficult to differentiate Live 5 from like 6 and everything. If we didn't name the rooms necessarily, like if we just called it Heritage C, like that big giant room, which is Live 3, would that be easier for you to find? If we call it Heritage C, if we call it Live 3? Okay, cool, that's good to know, that's good to know. Because I've been helping with conventions for 20 years, and some conventions do name them like, Live 2, Live 3. Other people just use the names that the hotel gives the name, and sometimes people find that easier. So I was just curious if that was. But no, it sounds like we're keeping so.
My name's Mary. I've been coming since 2018, and I really like the K-pop panel. Can you do that next year?
We would love to. Like if people submit that K-pop panel, K-pop programming, I love K-pop, so I know a lot of other people do too.
I'm a big fan of it.
Definitely, and it sounds like you're a big fan of it. Sounds like you know a lot about it.
Yeah, I started in 2020 liking them, and there's another K-pop who called Monster X. And if you show more of them too, that'd be fine.
Excellent, and I'm gonna see your panel submission for Zenkaikon 2023 on K-pop, and that's what we want. For if you're passionate about something and you know a lot about it, please submit a panel, because guess what? There's a whole bunch of people that are going to be just as passionate about it and want to see it too, especially K-pop. Even if you're not into K-pop, you gotta know how big it is. You cannot know nowadays. Thank you for mentioning that.
Now, 1 second before we go. There is another person who's been here since Zenkaikon 0. That is this gentleman here, Bob Zagelli. And you know what? He's been working from tech to keep all the rooms working, keep registration up, and I would like everyone to help me do something for Bob. And you know what that is? Sing. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bob. Happy birthday to you.
21 years old you made it, buddy. Looks like I lost the bet.
He is head of Bubble Tech, and he's probably about to shut us down right now because we did that. So he's going to be like, turn off the lights. But he was a good sport. Go ahead.
Should I pull the mask off?
No, keep it on.
Okay. Hi, my name is Nash. This was my first Zenkaikon, and if everything goes my way, it will not be my last.
All right.
I particularly enjoyed karaoke, and will mirror the feedback already given about that. And it was also particularly cathartic to finally get to play F-Zero-AX. I've been wanting to play that since I was 8 years old.
Excellent.
So, two issues I had were more just kind of information surrounding the con. Like, I just wasn't sure how to find what programming was happening, or how to enter, say, the masquerade before the con happens. Was there, like, a newsletter I missed, or...
We usually post on social media. We usually post on social media, and we usually also update our website. I know some updates weren't made at the same time. Usually we try to do it all at the same time so that you can see it wherever you might get your information. But well, certainly for next year, we're going to be more how we were in 2019 and previous years, where we can get it out earlier. For this year, because of the whole situation, a lot of agreements with a lot of the vendors that do things with us ended up getting pushed back, especially when Omicron kind of cropped up. And some vendors were like, well, we don't know if we're going to be, we don't know what's down the pipe. We might not be able to work with you because we might not be able to operate, that kind of thing. So it kind of pushed things back to when people said, oh, okay, things seem okay. Yeah, we can do it. But then it's like 3 months to the con. So we have to like crunch, get things in, make announcements, get the signups in. So this year was definitely different in that a lot of things got compressed down to when triggers were actually pulled, where we could say, okay, and people could say, definitely, I'll be there, that kind of thing.
So that's why it was so hard to find info on the website this year.
Right. So going forward, I hope, I don't want to jinx anything, please dear God, but it should go back to how it was in the before times, so that people can then say a year out, I'll definitely be there, and have that confidence, so then we can get things announced early and secure contracts early and all that good stuff.
So I'm definitely interested in next year's masquerade.
Yes!
The other issue I was thinking about was, how do you access Wi-Fi here if you're a Zenkaikon guest, but you're not also a Marriott guest?
You don't.
There's
no. I wish we could give better answer than that, but you don't.
Yeah.
You have to pay for it if you're a guest, even if you're a Marriott.
Oh. Yeah. If you're like a Marriott Club member, you have enough points, and then you stay at a bunch of Marriotts, then they'll give it to you for free as a reward. Otherwise, you have to pay for it.
I wish I knew that. It would have saved me a lot of data. But I guess that's kind of my fault. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And one question for you. So you mentioned you like the newsletter. We do have a checkbox when you register for email lists. Occasionally we send out email newsletters with some updates. Is that something you would be interested in?
Absolutely. I just got my ticket very late in the game, like the last day that they were available for
wow.
That one, yeah. What about everyone else? Is that something like if we send out email newsletter stuff? Hey, this is what's going on.
I wasn't sure if I was going to be here because I just moved to Lancaster.
Oh, wow.
Welcome. Thank you.
Lancaster is strong in the house. That's what we're talking about.
That's why I moved here. Anyway, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Jen. I've been coming since 2013.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yes.
That was the first year we heard.
Oh, it's here, okay.
It's less of a like, oh, this is what I'd like to see improved, more just a shout out. I was in the masquerade yesterday. Lizzie and Beth and Uncle Yo and Penny, everyone who works on that, they deserve such big praise. Oh, and everyone else here. I've been in a couple different cons, masquerades. This is my first year doing Zenkais. It was great. All the other contestants were super nice. Everyone was so chill back in the green room. It was so much fun. So thank you to them. Thank you to you guys for putting it on. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being there. No, that's good. It's good. You can go.
Hello.
You can bend a little bit. Should move down a little bit. Yeah.
There you go.
Got it. My name is Brody, and this is my first Zenkaikon as well. See, thank you. It was a very last-minute decision. And I felt very safe coming here because of the COVID policies. Yeah, thank you. And so I just want to say thank you for that. And I guess while I'm up here, thanks for all the guests who were understanding and followed it. It went a long way to make me feel like I could come here with my friends. I had two little things. They're really small things, at least I hope. So we ran into a few times where there were really loud panels happening right next to a really quiet panel. And I was wondering if, or suggesting if there's any way to organize them so that noisy panels are maybe happening, closer together, because they'll probably drown themselves out with the walls in between and all.
Yeah.
And so there's that, and also at the AMV contest and at various other panels that were using projectors, having the ability to dim the lights would have been very helpful.
Okay.
When it comes to the panels, if the panel is having if the volume's not up at all they have to do, the panelists can just go out to there's usually a person with blue shade outside and get tech ops, and we can come up and get it adjusted for you nicely. Because some people's voices just work better with mics than others. So we can adjust it better for you too.
It's something we could also definitely talk to the panelists about, like put that on the panels for. Like, do you anticipate your panel being quite loud? Because sometimes, you need to, like this room, for example, this isn't an actual room, it's just one part of a much bigger ballroom. You see air walls on that side, air walls on that side as well. So, and once again, it's just sort of a space issue. Like, we want to try to divvy it up so that we can have as many panel rooms as we can have. And sometimes that issue does come up with air walls no matter where you go, but it's definitely something to think about. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been coming to Zenkaikon since 2011.
Awesome.
Every time I come to Zenkaikon, it feels like I'm coming home because of how friendly and welcoming the staff and the community are, and just how much fun everything is and how accepting everyone is. It's my favorite convention of the year, even compared to huge conventions like New York Comic Con. Nothing compares to Zenkaikon. I'm also immunocompromised. The only reason I was able to come home to Zenkaikon this year was because you guys stuck to the proof of vaccination requirement and the enforcement of the mask mandate. I'm sure you got plenty of flack from a lot of negative people about that, but seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for enforcing that, because I could come home to Zenkaikon this year.
I would just like to thank all of you because, I mean, with very, very rare exceptions, and I can probably count on my one hand the number of times I had to talk to someone and say, hey, can you pull your mask up? And in every situation, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, and they did it right away. So all of you did a fantastic job of keeping your masks on. And, you know, just for people like this gentleman, you know, and for other people that I'm sure came here as well. There was a vocal amount of people, but honestly, it wasn't as many as you think it would be. And I was really happy about that it wasn't, you know, 2 people were really, really upset about it. So yeah, that was pretty good.
I would like to offer one suggestion for next year, if you don't mind. Sure. Every year it seems like there's a little bit of a difficulty with finding a space for the cosplay and fandom meetups and photo shoots. Yeah. Because the convention center, you know, a few people have talked about this now, there's not a lot of room, and the weather at this time of year is often not conducive to the photo shoots, as this weekend demonstrated. The only time this was not an issue in the times I've been coming to Zenkaikon was 2018, when the convention took place in that late April, early May time, because the weather was beautiful for the outside shoots. So my suggestion would be to either find a space within the convention center for the photo shoots where people could apply to have their photo shoot meetup happen, or shift Zenkaikon back to that late April, early May time when 2018 took place, because that would allow a lot more outdoor photo shoots to happen. And that's all I have to say. It's a great convention. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you very much. Well, let's get with just going back to it again. I hate to sound like Barbara, but it just comes down to space. It just comes down to, like, that's a great idea, but where do we put it? You know, it's always that difficulty of figuring out, you know, how to juggle everything, how to play Tetris and move all the blocks in place so that we can get
Hi.
Hello.
I've also been coming to Zenkaikon since 2011. And most years this is the only convention I attend because I love it so much. I do want to thank whoever it was that moved the manga library into a bigger space this year, because they were so crowded, and it's such a wonderful cause, and I'm so glad that we have them every year. So really thank you for that. One tiny issue I did run into, I attended a couple panels in Live 5 where a couple minutes into the panel, the lights went out, and then they came back on, but in the case of one panel, they only came on part way, and that was kind of awkward.
So we figured out what was going on.
Oh, good.
Live 6 and Live 5 had their lighting connected. So Live 6 was doing videos, turned their lights off. We didn't know they were connected. So the person in 5 was going, the lights are going crazy. What's going on? We finally managed to get, which are tech people, which were amazing. Figured out what's going on, got things to be connected, but people for a while were going, what's happening?
Yeah, my husband was making jokes about last call.
Believe it or not, that also happened in the video game room as well. We were dimming some of the lights, and all of a sudden they would just go all the way down. And we found out that in the Heritage whole ballroom, there's like a master switch that turns all the lights up and all the lights down. So that's what's going on.
So we've learned.
Yes.
We're going to try and do better.
Awesome. Okay, that was my only real issue. But again, thank you so much for making sure we were able to come back, because weird story, but when I got home from Zenkaikon 2019, I burst into tears, and my husband was like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I think it feels like something died." Well, then 2020 happened, and I was like, "Oh my God, I had a premonition." And then 2021 happened, and it wasn't much better. So to be able to come back here this year, I was actually afraid to reserve my tickets until almost the last minute, because I was like, it's not going to happen, and I don't want to set myself up. But we're here, and I struggle with physical and invisible disabilities. This is my happy place. This is where I come to heal. And just being here, it does something for me that nothing else in the world does. So thank you for bringing us home, as the guy before me said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my
name's Heather. I have no idea how long I've been coming to Zenkaikon. I don't know how you keep track of that. The only thing I gotta say is, we saw Kenzie Black for the first time. She was absolutely stunning. I don't know what the process is of hiring people. If you could get her to come back, her energy was immaculate. Just absolutely loved her. Optimus is great as well. I'm not downplaying anybody. It was just, I really, really enjoyed her set. That's all I got to say.
That's good to know. We've had her several years, but thank you for letting us know that, yeah.
Hello, my name is Alfredo. I've also been attending since 2011.
Great.
I've been doing VIP since probably 2013 now.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
I have 2 areas of feedback as far as the VIP goes. The 1 hour early in the theaters room on Friday. Now, the opening ceremonies kind of bashed into that, and by the time we got into the room, we only had maybe 20, 30 minutes left of that hour. And towards the end of that, the regular badges were actually being let in early as well. They were getting let in around like 2:22, like 2:20, 2:25. So maybe, I don't know if you can move the opening ceremonies earlier or extend the time for that, whichever way that works out. The other way was maybe to look at different panels to do for the VIPs, as far as like the access of it. Because I know we do the main events, but I think we also need to look at maybe now the 18 and up dating game. Because as VIPs, we almost didn't even get in there. And we only really got in there because there was a group of us that went to the staff and was like, hey, we're VIPs, can you let us in early? And they decided to do it. But I think that's something we need to look at. That's all I have.
Thank you for that feedback. Yeah, and that has been an issue in the past with the dealer's room opening coinciding with opening ceremonies, and it's hard to, because on Friday, a lot of people don't come first thing in the morning. Sometimes they'll come after school, or they'll take a half day from work to come. So we try to put things where we think people will be here, like after lunch. But to your point, we'll see that, like you said, can we move something a little earlier and then move that a little later just to give people time? Because we want people to come to opening ceremonies, but then there's dealer's room. So people are like, that or this, I want to do this. And then, but if you choose the other thing, then you're like, oh, but then I missed my chance to get to the dealer's room early. So we're going to see what we can do with scheduling to jockey it around and make it fit better so that people can do both things, you know, without having to sacrifice.
For sure. Thank you very much. The con is always comfortable. It's still comfortable. It's going to be great from here on out.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Holden. I've been coming here since 2013. This is my home convention. I'm a local. Please don't go anywhere. I've been going to con since 29, and honestly, this is my favorite one. You have the best staff, the friendliest people. It's incredible. So thank you. So I actually wanted to address something. I had like 2 suggestions. So as for the addressing things, I know staffing cannot control everything that happens. But I was at a panel during a late night thing. It was an 18 plus. I'm not going to mention the contents because there's children. Right. So, but the panelist was just not professional. Like, she was very intoxicated, and I was just not comfortable with it in the absolute slightest. And it was just very uncomfortable in the room in general. And again, that's nothing that you guys can really like control at all, but like, there has to be a point like, all right, you gotta, you know. But besides that, everything was really good. And for the 2 suggestions, I remember Zenkai from 2017, we had more like tournaments, like for games, like Smash. And they're great, but like as a competitive Smash player, I'd like something a little more like official tournament structure instead of just like 8 players kind of going in a free-for-all. Just more like a bracket kind of system.
Like Swiss pairings.
Swiss pairings, yes. And same thing with like the tabletop games, like more specifically like card games like Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Pokemon. Every con has like Magic, but that's kind of it. I play Pokemon mostly, so I would more appreciate tournaments like that. Maybe like prizing, maybe get like a vendor that sells like singles of cards or something. That'd be awesome. But other than that, honestly, Zenkai is still my favorite convention, and I'm definitely coming back next year. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. And also, that panelist that you were talking about, was that Friday night or Saturday night?
This was Saturday night.
Saturday night, okay.
Right, so, like I said, that's the Sketch program there. You can highlight a panel, put in some feedback. That's the type of feedback we need.
Okay.
So, we're not going to share with the panelists
of course
who said it, but we need to know that, hey, there was issues, or like we said, the lights issue thing. That's something you can put in there so we know what to try and zap in the butt next time.
Right, and then like it's not like a them problem. They were up front. They were like visibly drinking alcohol, and I was
Yeah, that's something we need to know about.
Yeah, that's something that we need.
So
yeah, definitely put that in the feedback.
Or we'll probably ask for the information right now for you. So
yeah, on a lighter note, the video game tournament thing, that was literally, I mean, we usually do have video game tournaments, but if you recall, we were talking about how we had to throw things together at the last minute. That was the reason why. That was the only reason why. So in 2023, I can absolutely guarantee you will have traditional video game tournaments. So.
And also, if you know anyone who happens to run card game tournaments who would love, like to help out our gaming staff, tabletop gaming staff, we would love to talk to them because, again, it's an opportunity to do more from the con and to make it better for everyone. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Joe. I've been coming since 2010.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
To the Blind Con.
That was my very first convention I ever went to in 2010. This is the convention I try and get to every year if I can. I had a great time. I have no complaints about the convention itself. I only had one issue that was actually technically before the convention started. I got here on Thursday to get my pick up my pre-reg badge early, and I was accidentally refunded. I never requested the refund.
Oh, really?
Yes. Which, again, isn't a big issue. They told me to come down on Friday and just skip right to the front of the line and they'll register me. But I did end up having to pay $130 for 2 tickets instead of the $50 a piece and $100 for the tickets I had originally paid and got refunded for.
Oh, really?
I didn't want to make a big stink of it. It's only an extra $30, and I didn't have to wait in the line again, so I just kind of cut my losses. And I'm pretty sure it's probably not going to be an issue again next year, as long as the convention, God willing, can still continue to happen. Because I'm pretty sure it was just an accidental mix-up due to the 2-year gap, and you had a bunch of requests for refunds and stuff.
Yeah, was your original membership in 2020 or 2020?
2020.
Oh, okay. In 2020, we decided to take the high road, and we refunded everyone unless they explicitly asked for a refund or asked to be rolled over. Yeah. Whereas in 2021, we're like, okay, please stay with us.
Yeah, that was my only issue. But okay.
Yeah. So sorry about that. Yeah, there were just about 25% of the people who rolled over. So it took us 10 days and 3 hours a day to refund everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even looking for the refund because I didn't even know I got the refund because I never paid attention to it until when they really pulled me up. They're like, "Oh, we don't have a request from you, but here it says you got refunded." And I went into my PayPal, and sure enough, there it was, just sitting from almost 2 years ago. Like a year and 3/4 ago, just sitting there. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for coming out.
He can live that up a little bit.
Evening. Out-of-state traveler, first time in Zenkaikon.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Coming from different conventions around the U.S., MagFest, Katsukan, Oregon, hell, even PAX East. This convention has left a strong impression on me. One thing I do want to suggest is something that will help everybody out. Suggest the Marinai Hotel to provide a local map flyer for attendees and guests.
Oh,
caught me off guard that I got
Did you see the map in the back of the program book?
I did. However, it didn't have many landmarks.
Landmarks.
Also, like things to see and do.
Not just the restaurants, but Like, what are the landmarks and what are the cool things to see around?
Yeah, like there's a former president of the United States who lived in Lancaster and has his house here. Yeah, that would be a thing to look at. Things like that.
I'm gonna pass by President Buchanan's house tomorrow.
Okay.
So it's another way to explore now.
Okay.
But not just restaurants, also stores, public parking, handicap spots, mainly for people just to have a comfortable and safe time, able to navigate around everywhere, especially as new to the town. And how about?
That's an excellent suggestion. Thank you, because we're always thinking about, people want to eat, and they do, but we can also add to that, like you said, where's the Rite Aid? Because I might need safety pins or Band-Aids, and where's, like you said, any of the special attractions for Lancaster, because as you see, even inside this convention center, full of rich history, like the Montgomery House is preserved as it is inside this large structure because they want to preserve that history. And I think that's a great thing to highlight to our con goers coming, especially people who haven't been here. I mean, we get a lot of local people, but we get people who travel in who may not know of that rich, and it's American history. It's like the foundation of America here. So I think that's something to highlight, because it's, of course, we want you to do con stuff, but do local stuff too, because the city of Lancaster has been good to us. So we love them, and they love us as well. Lancaster at one point was the country's capital, Christian pointed out. So that's a big deal,
I believe the oldest farmers market in America is right across the street there, the Central Market.
And so now we can work with downtown Lancaster. They have tourist maps. Would that be something, if our registration would be able to help address that?
Something you suggested the Maritime Hotel, because right across the street is the visitor center. Everywhere around the town has a map. It helped me a lot when walking back to my Airbnb at 3 a.m. after a party.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It makes it feel safer as an outsider.
Okay, that's great, because I know they're always looking to partner with us for doing some things, especially when we first came to Lancaster, and that's just something else that we can say, hey, can we get a supply of those maps so we can put those like in the bags that you get, so you'll have a bigger map, something bigger that shows more detail, like you said, to help navigate around. So thank you for the suggestion.
The fact that you had a map in every gift bag for all of the attendees, they don't do that in every convention.
That's true, yeah. So that's something we'll definitely continue to have and see about enriching it with adding some more information as well.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Awesomeness Prime.
Is that Latin? I'm not familiar with Awesomeness. Is that Latin or is that strange name?
It's Nordic in origin.
Nordic in origin?
I'm not even sure.
Swedish, I believe.
I want to thank you so much for inviting me back. This is technically my third time being a part of Zenkaikon. And I know that a lot of times conventions like to try to keep things fresh and invite other performers and other DJs and things to come back. And I feel very honored that you allowed me to return technically for a third time. Not to sound like I'm groveling, I would love to come back another time. This is... Zenkaikon is one of the best conventions I've ever been to. It is well organized, the staff is always so knowledgeable and friendly, and you guys are literally my top 2 conventions. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here, literally, I tell everybody about Zenkaikon. Every interview I do, and they're like, what are your favorite conventions you've ever been to? Zenkaikon is always the first thing out of my mouth. You guys are amazing. So I also want to just thank everybody here for all the love all weekend. That's it. I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Bring them back! I don't know, word on street is that Kenzie Blackstream thing. I'm hearing something.
Hey, my name is Ray. I don't remember how long I've been coming. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast last week. So, I wasn't originally going to say anything, but then the space thing came up. So I want to talk about two things that I had as suggestions, and they all relate to the mystical 4th floor of Zenkaikon. So, as most of you probably don't know, Zenkaikon does in fact have a 4th floor. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that going to the 4th floor is not actually difficult, but much harder than going to any other floor in Zenkaikon. And the reason is because there's no signage indicating anything at all about the 4th floor from the first 3 floors. You have to go through either the elevator directly or one of the exit stairs, which you wouldn't really think to do. Go up to the 4th floor. It's a pretty heavy door, by the way, but the stairs are cool. They're really large stairs.
Yeah, they are. I don't know how you They are really
right? They're like
humongous.
humongous. You could have a photo shoot, but that's probably dangerous. Don't do that. Anyway.
They're stairs.
So, 4th floor, you know, you can check the map, and the map on the schedule is actually the only thing indicating any way to get there other than directly the elevator. The stairs are marked, so that's good. But signage would be like better. And the second thing is, of course, the 4th floor itself. So if you look at the map, anyone can do this now on the schedule, there are 3 rooms reserved for the LARP on the 4th floor. However, what I observed when I was on the 4th floor to have quiet time, because no one was on the 4th floor besides the LARP people, so it was very quiet, their bathroom very clean, unoccupied, highly recommend, is that after like the LARP starts and people do their breakout thing, it's not really necessary to have all 3 of the rooms dedicated to the LARP thing. And I observed that there were people outside in the hallway, and one could argue this means that there's not enough space. What it actually means is that once you've formed your group and stuff, you don't need to be in a specific space until you go back and like do other stuff with the main hive. So specifically the Susquehanna breakout room, which is like a tiny room off to the side of the 4th floor. It's really quiet. Like when I was going for the closing ceremony to start, instead of sitting here, I just snuck into that room so I could charge my laptop and stuff. But I think that room would be very well suited for either a cosplay repair room, because it's small and can't really be used for anything else and it's quiet, or for like a rest and recovery room for people who get overloaded at cons. I know other cons. So yeah, not to take away from the markers, but I think they can probably like, you know, thrive anywhere. Like there are people just like in a ring in the hallway, so I think like that room might be better suited for like a different purpose.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your feedback.
Yeah. I can just tell you that I've wanted a quiet space here, and I know Nye has also for quite some time. And Kristen has as well. It's just one of those things, like you were saying, like space. But thank you for that consideration. We'll definitely think about that. Yeah.
Hello, this is my first Zenkaikon, and my first like decent sized con as well. Like it's my second con. And I loved it so much. You guys are like all amazing. Like I didn't really have any problems or anything, but there was just one small thing, and that was lines for some of the events. Specifically the masquerade line, because I think it was supposed to be like 30 minutes like for each line before the event or whatever, but I'm pretty sure people started lining up like around an hour before that, and like it just got really confusing. And by the time I figured out like where the line was going, like everyone was super helpful, all the staff like guiding us, but by the time we figured out that it was like already sort of formed, I was like all the way in the back. So that was just like a little bit frustrating, but like I get it. Like I guess everyone was really excited. They're already like here next year, and the cosplay repair stuff sounds really cool. I would be down to like help with that in any way. That would be amazing. Because just like I was fixing my friend's cosplay yesterday, and like I have some sewing knowledge as well. Like that sounds awesome. I would love to help with that if that ever happens.
Oh, excellent! And also, just with the lines, it is how we used to have the 1 hour lineup. We tried to switch it to 30, just because we didn't want to have people clustered together for a long period of time. We were still still, even though we're not doing 6 feet apart, but we were still trying to keep people from not being bunched, for long periods of time to hopefully, just keep people healthy. You're right. Most people, they know where the line's going to be, so it's hard to shoo them away. Like, you come by and you're like,
yeah,
what are you guys doing? You can't be in line. They're
It's
like, we're
always
not in line. We're just standing here. So it's like, okay. So that is definitely a challenge, but we're always evolving, trying to evolve, especially as we've grown since we've been here, ways that we can do line up better and get people seated faster. So we'll definitely take that into consideration, because we were thinking, well, 30-minute lineup, people will like that. You won't have to stand so long. But then on the flip side, people know where the line is and they'll stand anyway. So where's the happy medium, so that people like you who follow the rules aren't left in the back because people who didn't follow the rules and showed up 2 hours early to loiter, get into the front. So we'll definitely work on that to try to find that sweet spot so that people who do follow the rules do get pole position in line.
Yeah, thank you so much, and see you guys next year.
Thank you.
Just to add quickly on the lines about the masquerade, they really seeped into the hallway a lot, and it was really hard to get to the next area if you weren't going to the masquerade. Because I know personally, I was trying to walk to get to like another panel or something from the dealer's room, and I was like, why is it not moving? Is there like a holdup? And it was just entirely the line, and it was really hard to squeeze around people.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's definitely, along with having to wrangle a line with it, when it starts to get unwieldy, where it grows out of the cattle chute that we've created it to be in, and then we're up against, okay, we're blocking traffic, but the event didn't start yet. So we're constantly, like we're at main event, saying, can we let people in, please? Because we have this big crowd out here. So we are constantly working on trying to do that. We don't like to line people up outside if we can avoid it. Usually outside there's plenty of space. You can go around the block if you want, but depending on the weather, that's not fun to have to sit out there, especially if you're sitting out there for an hour and it's cold. So again, we are working on how we can do that better, get people seated faster, and make sure, again, the people that follow the rules definitely get a preferential position in line.
Okay, one last thing, super quick. Is there like a Zenkaikon Discord server or forum?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, there is.
Official?
Yeah, it is official.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. We have Zenkaikon. Yep. Zenkaikon endorsement Discord.
It should be on the website.
Actually, most of the people here are mods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make sure to put out another social media post about it after the time. So.
Okay.
Yeah, she said she's going to put a social media post how to get on Discord.
I'm going to join in because I'm going to miss them. I don't want to have to wait another year.
Oh yeah. We've got tons of rooms on all kinds of topics and people chatting all year long and all that. And
Excellent.
Yeah, so yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll have this one be the last question. Yeah.
Hi, I am Rachel, or Latham. This is my first time attending. I was also going with staff, but some of the stuff is tricky because the whole 4-2 room wasn't advertised until I had already applied, and with COVID, pre-COVID, I didn't even care. Lock up my stuff, sure, fine.
Yeah.
COVID, really wise to be playing 4 random strangers that you don't know what their everyday life is and if they're truly doing what they say they're doing. May not be the best thing, especially going forward into next year if it's more variants come out and all that stuff. I do want to shout out whoever the department chair was for Go For It, because she was actually really responsive to my emails.
Great.
Whereas I waited over a week to actually hear back anything, and that was frustrating because I was waiting to book a hotel room and waiting to find out. And yeah, so that is definitely frustrating. The other thing is, the schedule was really last minute. So it's hard to plan for what I want to do when I need to take time off and when I want to show up because, the weekend before is not far in advance, like a month before.
Yeah.
even if it changes, a month before is like perfect, because then you can actually request.
You guys are really good question. So when people hear rather a schedule that gets changed a month early, or a schedule where it's pretty much exactly with very small exceptions, a week before, do you want a month or a week?
Even if it changes, I can guarantee if we put it a month out, it will change.
But you can even do like a printout on like printer paper, half a sheet, and just stick that in each bag for changes that happen like a week or two before.
Yeah, we'll just keep it online.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And then I'll comment on the hotel room situation.
Yeah, I just want to let everyone know that altogether we had about 18 cancellations going throughout, people having family problems or people deciding at the last minute that they couldn't do their panels. So, I mean, and these changes really do affect the schedule overall. Of course, we try to mitigate that as best as we can, but even if we did it a month out, you're going to definitely see some changes, and you're going to go, what? I understand what she's asking about having an errata, basically a paper put in there. That's a budgetary thing.
He looks at me like,
well, I'm looking at the
if you put it online,
so printing up.
Online is good. We can do it online.
Yeah, we can do it online. But that's what's going on this year. I'm pretty sure next year we won't have as many changes that because hopefully we will not have COVID. Please, no new strains. But that's that is what would happen. So we just want to let you know that. I guess I would say I'm happy to do a schedule a month out, if that's what you want. Applause.
And then regarding the hotel room situation with staff, I'm going to say you're not wrong. It definitely would be safer and easier if we only had, say, like 2 people in the room. But there's 2 considerations with that. One is cost. The other is the hotel rooms themselves. Because if you think about it, for every hotel room that we internally take in as staff, that's 1 less room that you guys don't get to have, which means that you have to go out and find another hotel room if it's the Holiday Inn or if it's the Lancaster Arch or something that you have to walk back and forth. So it's that give and take of how much do we spend on those rooms to have internal staff rooms versus having enough people in different space, everything to consider.
Yeah, and actually, until they expanded the hotel, we were taking up 60% of the hotel for staff. Now it's only 30%, but we're still taking up 1/3 of the hotel just for staff and guests. So we're trying to keep it so everybody can enjoy it, not just us.
Right. The magic answer is you find 3 other friends to be staffers with you and request to be in the same room.
Yes, and if you do, we will do everything we can to put you and your 3 friends who are all staff in the same room. Yes.
Can you come to the mic?
Okay, last question.
Okay, yeah, this will be after the last question.
Hi, I'm not smart enough to do this on my own. I'm super short too. But like,
I'm there with you.
How about an app? Like somebody building like an app that now everybody can go on and like download, and everybody can keep like communicating. You can put like all the local stuff on there, like kind of like the Hershey Park app, where it's like, hey, at these times, or
you mean like Discord?
Well, is that like where everybody can go on and see everything?
Yes.
I don't have a Discord.
In theory. Yeah, but we do have the schedule app also for the schedule.
Well, can you put that onto Discord if Discord works better?
No, but we could put the link to Sketch in Discord.
And vice
versa.
Yeah, we already do have Sketch, and Sketch does have a phone app. As far as for us developing an app, we don't have app developing money, but if anybody out there is a developer and you'd like to donate the time and resources to make us an app, that would be awesome too. So.
And to be fair, our first 2 years here in Lancaster, a group from Drexel for their senior design project did Zenkaikon the app, and the guidebook app that we also at the same time, shall we say, lovingly borrowed features that the Zenkaikon team did. It was that good. And if they were still willing to do it, we would still love to have them here.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. We really see you back here next year. Well, thank you, and travel safe, everybody.
Oh. Hey guys, do you want to know the attendance? Okay. Okay.
Do we have the next year date?
Okay. The attendance this year was, drum roll please, 4,490 paid members and 5,154 badges, and that includes staff and dealers and everybody. So, thank you everybody for coming in.